Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Pundit reckons Wright would jump at the chance to join Manchester City. Frank McAveney has commented on links between Ben White and Manchester City and insists the defender will jump at the chance to play for the Premier League champions. White is Arsenal's most expensive defender after joining them from Brighton last season and was originally a centre-back. However, the emergence of William Saliba this season has forced him to play as a right back, and he has done it well. This has made the club interested in him, and reports claim he is on City's shopping list. Which should worry Arsenal. The Gunners have signed players from the citizens in recent season, but it now seems they will be the club that will lose a key man to them. McAveney believes White will be happy to move to the Etihad if City approaches him to make the move. McAveney said, as reported by Football Insider, the following: "I think he is confident. He has made that right back position his own at Arsenal, and I do not see why he would not go to City. He is at the stage in his career that he is kicking on and wanting to win trophies. I do not know if they are going to win trophies at Arsenal. They are a very good team, but Liverpool are kicking in now, Man City and even Man United now." White has been one of our finest players, and the defender would be on the radar of top clubs. So it's not a surprise that City has been linked with a move for him. However, we expect him to remain loyal and continue his development with us for now, because we will likely not sell him unless it's for a huge fee. Fulham agreed fee with Arsenal for Cedric before talks stall. Fulham had agreed a fee with Arsenal for Cedric Soares before his potential move was held up by his wage demands, with 90-minute reporting that the Gunners are refusing to cover half his salary. It had appeared that Cedric was destined to leave the Emirates for Craven Cottage this month. Reports from Tutto Mercato Web last month claimed that a move was very close with Marco Silva, desperate to sign the 31-year-old. However, it emerged that talks had hit a bump in the road. The Evening Standard reported today that Fulham are unsure about doing a deal due to the Portuguese wage demands. 90 Minute has now provided a further update, and they claim that a fee had even been agreed between the two clubs, but there is still a lot of work to do. Fulham were hoping that Arsenal would be prepared to cover half of Cedric's wages. The Gunners, however, are not willing to agree to those terms. The good news is that both sides remain in talks in the hope of agreeing a deal, but obviously there are some hurdles still to clear. Arsenal have little incentive to cover some of Cedric's wages. He is a fantastic player to have in the squad, as he can cover in both fullback roles, and Mikel Arteta will be wary of letting any player leave while they are battling for the Premier League title. The onus is surely on Fulham, therefore, to make a better offer if they really want the former Southampton man. The Cottagers will now be weighing up whether he would be worth the additional outlay. They are already doing incredibly well on their return to the top flight, so it may not be a deal that they feel the need to complete at all cost. Neville intrigued by Arteta's decision on Fabio Vieira in Arsenal draw. Gary Neville told Sky Sports that Mikel Arteta not bringing on Fabio Vieira during Arsenal's draw with Newcastle on Tuesday was interesting, and suggesting that the Gunners' boss did not have faith in the summer signing to change the game. The Gunners dropped points at home in the Premier League for the first time this season. This week, Arsenal endured a frustrating night against a very resilient Newcastle side at the Emirates. Arteta's men were ultimately unable to test Nick Pope too much, and it was arguably the first time where it became apparent that Arsenal were missing Gabriel Jesus, though Eddie Nketiah was good. They just seemed to lack that spark in the final third. Nevertheless, Arteta decided to only make one change during the entirety of the game, and that involved Takahiro Tomiyasu replacing Ben White. The likes of Albert Sambi Lokonga, Marquinhos and Vieira were left on the bench, and Neville suggested that Arteta obviously did not have confidence that any of those players would change the game. He said the following on Sky Sports: "The interesting thing was Vieira. I think he was £34 million. Mikel Arteta felt that if he brought him on, he would obviously weaken the team to try and win that game. So he hasn't got faith in his bench to improve the team that was out there." It's hard to question Arteta's thinking when it comes to Vieira. People will easily forget that Arsenal fans were livid with how he managed Gabriel Martinelli's minute for so long while the team was struggling for creativity. That strategy reaped rewards with Martinelli now one of the most exciting talent in the Premier League. Given the money spent on the 22-year-old, you would imagine that Arteta is taking a similar view with Vieira. He needs time to adapt to the Premier League. There is also an argument that it would have been difficult to work out who to take off. Perhaps Granit Xhaka would have been the obvious choice. However, it was Xhaka who threatened to win Arsenal a penalty in stoppage time. It's not ideal when Arsenal are contending for a title, but Arteta has shown time and time again that he is unlikely to deviate from his principles for possible short-term gain. Ian Wright thinks loads of teams will want to sign Eddie Nketiah. Ian Wright has suggested to the Kelly and Wrighty show that loads of teams will want to sign Arsenal striker Eddie Nketiah now. Mikel Arteta was handed what seemed like a huge blow to Arsenal's title chances during the World Cup as Gabriel Jesus picked up a knee injury. There were concerns that the Gunners would struggle without the Brazilian after he had made such a huge impact since making the switch from Manchester City. But Nketiah is currently proving the doubters wrong and has backed to goal in 3 matches following Jesus' injury. The 23-year-old has helped Arsenal to 2 impressive wins over West Ham United and Brighton, and Wright thinks Nketiah will have plenty of clubs interested in signing him after his recent displays. Speaking on the Kelly and Wrighty show, Wright discussed Nketiah's recent form and feels he has stepped up in the absence of Jesus. He said the following: Eddie Nketiah is under a lot of pressure. People are thinking, is he going to do it? He is just signed a new deal. Everybody's talking about how much he is supposedly getting. It's irrelevant what he is getting because Mikel Arteta knows he can come in and do it. That's why after the game the other day, Mikel gave him such a lovely long hug because he is happy for him. He is happy that he is come in, and on that, there is still maybe a chance that Arsenal try and sign somebody, but he knows that he is needed and he is done it. This moment he is in now, where Arsenal's main striker is out, he is the guy they signed. He has been there since he is 14. He is a goal scorer at all the levels, Wright added. Now he is come on the stage and he is actually scoring. This is his time to build that profile, to be that guy. What people will see is that when he came in, he was under pressure and he has done it. Now people will say, I want to take him as my main guy. He is now proving that he can deal with that. He can deal with the fact that, yeah, I can go in and be the main man. His links up play has been good, his sniffs around the box as well, and he is scoring the goals. Arsenal interested in a move for Ligue 1 youngster Elye Wahi. Arsenal has been named as one of the clubs monitoring Ligue 1 youngster Elye Wahi as he shines for Montpellier. The 19-year-old has scored 7 goals and provided an assist in 16 French top-flight games this season, and he will likely get better before the season ends. Arsenal has some of the best youngsters in Europe this term, and they are doing well in the Premier League. This has made them interested in even more young players, and Wahi is set to be their next. A report on Foot Mercato reveals he is on the radar as one of the players they could move for in the summer. We are one of the best clubs for young players to join to improve their chances of having a good career in football. Wahi would have learned about our success and talent development as well as the exploits of the likes of Bukayo Saka and others. This should help convince him to join us quickly, even if it means allowing him to stay at his present club on loan before moving to the Emirates. However, he has interest from other clubs as well, and we must be prepared to make the best offer to win the race for his signature. Arsenal target Evan Ndicka offered a new contract by his club despite agreeing Gunners' deal. While Mykhailo Mudryk is likely to dominate the Arsenal transfer rumour mill this month, the Gunners have apparently also been looking further ahead. Late last year, El Romanista reported that Arsenal reached an agreement to sign Eintracht Frankfurt's Evan Ndicka in the summer for nothing. However, it looks as though the Bundesliga outfit may be planning to throw the proverbial spanner in the Arsenal works. According to Bild, Via Get Football News in Germany, Ndicka has been offered a new contract by Frankfurt. The report claims the deal on the table would extend the Arsenal target's contract until 2026 and a significant salary increase. This would see Ndicka become one of their top earners alongside Mario Götze and Kevin Trapp. According to Salary Sport, Götze earns £53,000 a week and Trapp earns £50,000 a week. At Arsenal, there are 12 players who earn more than the Eintracht highest earner. The finances involved are much greater. With this in mind, you'd like to think that the Gunners can comfortably pay Ndicka much more. On top of that, Arsenal are on the up, sitting top of the Premier League table and shining in the Europa League. Arguably the only significant issue for Ndicka is that he'd have stiff competition at centre-back at the Emirates. However, that'd be the case at any of the elite clubs. If Arsenal do pull this off, they'd be getting themselves one of Europe's top young defenders. Despite being just 23, Ndicka already has over 150 appearances for Frankfurt in all competitions. Indeed, his efforts helped the club win the Europa League last season, and this term, Frankfurt are in the Champions League last 16. Ndicka is incredibly talented, physically imposing, and can play at left back as well as centre back. And then there is his impressive goal contribution tally. In May, journalist Christopher Michel told Chronicle Live, "For a central defender, Ndicka is extremely goal-threatening. He has 10 goals and 9 assists in 135 competitive games. That's enormous." Fabrizio Romano shares update on Arsenal pursuit of Mykhailo Mudryk. Arsenal have hit the ground running in pursuit of Shakhtar Donetsk star Mykhailo Mudryk these last few days. Over the past few months, the transfer saga involving the Gunners and the Ukrainian has rumbled on. Arsenal want Mudryk, Mudryk want Arsenal, and Shakhtar want big money for their main asset. Now, with the January transfer window open, the Gunners are working hard to seal a deal for the 21-year-old. As per The Guardian, Shakhtar rejected an earlier bid from Arsenal of £35.5 million plus £17.7 million in add-ons. On Tuesday, Fabrizio Romano provided an update on the state of play between Arsenal and Mudryk. The transfer insider, writing on Couch Offside, spoke of how much the Gunners are looking to offer Shakhtar now. Romano also mentioned how Chelsea are monitoring proceedings but would only move if Arsenal talks collapsed. Romano said the following: "Arsenal's new bid for Mykhailo Mudryk is in excess of €50 million guaranteed fee plus add-ons. Sources don't want to enter into details as it could be a key moment of the negotiation. Arsenal are pushing, they are trying their best, and the player is absolutely keen on the move. Chelsea also had contacts to explore the situation, but they'd only act if Arsenal move collapse. Arsenal remains the priority. For now, Arsenal's focus is on Mudryk, but they could discuss the midfield situation later in the transfer window." Mudryk would certainly fit the bill at Arsenal as a young player with huge potential. This is something the North Londoners have prioritized in recent years, and the fact the player himself is so keen to join the Gunners speaks volumes to the stature of the club. Signing the Ukrainian star would be massive for Arsenal's title hopes, as they currently lack depth across the front three. Eddie Nketiah has stepped up in Gabriel Jesus' absence, but Arteta still lacks quality backup options to both Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news show, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.